So here are 3 different types of marketing funnels you can use in your photography or filmmaking business. I'm going to be going over the 3 types of marketing funnels that you can do. I'm actually doing all 3 of these at the same time right now. The pros and cons of each of these marketing funnels, some best practices, even some scripts when you get inquiries. So this way, at the end of this video, you can decide which marketing funnel you want to test and experience this for yourself. So without further ado, I'm just going to dive right in. So the first marketing funnel out of 3 that I'm going to show you is our standard WLMA marketing funnel. Since I've talked about this one many times, many of you are learning about this in the course, I'm not going to go too in depth with this since many of you are building this right now. But for those who haven't gone too far in the course, just a quick overview. So pretty much the standard WLMA marketing funnel looks like this. We have a Facebook or Instagram ad where we're advertising a lead magnet. The whole purpose of the lead magnet is to get newly engaged couples to opt into our funnel. We don't want to be marketing about booking your wedding photography or anything like that yet. There's not enough trust. So we have to use either free or low cost lead magnets to get people actually interested and opt into the funnel in the first place. And so that might be like a free wedding planning guide, a free posing guide. It might be a model call. It might be a contest. It might be even a flash sale. Maybe you charge, $500 for an engagement session and your lead magnet is for this month only. You can have this $500 engagement session for $99. That's another example of a lead magnet where maybe you won't get as many leads, but you'll get more qualified leads in your funnel. So after we have this lead magnet that we're advertising on this ad, we have people opting in on a landing page. And once they've opted in on this landing page, they're in our email marketing funnel. Through that email marketing funnel, we're starting to build trust there. Many of you have learned our indoctrination email series and kind of how we continually market those leads. And from that email marketing funnel, we can do what we can cross-pollinate these leads to your Instagram or Facebook group. And then you can cross-pollinate them to your website and your blogs. So now they're not just on your email, they're seeing us in different areas. We're starting to build omnipresence. They're starting to see us everywhere. Sometimes, some of those leads are low-hanging fruit after they've been nurtured. When they see a call to action to inquire, they inquire. Others, maybe they don't have a date or a venue yet. And it's at this point that they're just watching and we're working on building trust with them. I usually follow the 80-20 rule when it comes to nurturing content and call to actions. And so let's say you have a call to action to reach out, see if their date's available. We get them into a consultation and then we book that wedding. On top of that, we have our email list. We have people who have visited our landing page and our blogs. We have all this data and we're able to create a custom audience with that data. And we can start running retargeting ads right in front of those people who have been on our landing page, our website, and who are on our email list. And that way, even if they fall off here at the landing page, or even if they aren't seeing your emails, every time they're on Facebook, they'll see our retargeting ads, or we can get them back into our funnel and then into a consultation. Create omnipresence, always stay top of mind. That is our standard WLMA marketing funnel. I just wanted to briefly go over that since most of you are learning that in the course right now. If you have questions, add them in the comments. Some pros and cons of the WLMA marketing funnel versus some other funnels I'm going to show you in a bit. So let me zoom in here. So the pros with the standard WLMA marketing funnel, because we are running these ads straight from the back end of business.facebook.com, we have the highest accuracy with our Facebook ad targeting. You'll see what I'm talking about when I talk about the Instagram funnel in a bit. With this funnel, we can literally target newly engaged couples very accurately. Literally in the demographics, you type in engaged, newly engaged 3 months, newly engaged 6 months. We're getting in front of exactly who we need. Another pro of this funnel is we own the audience fast. And what I mean by this is the very first thing we're doing on this funnel is we have our Facebook ad, a landing page. They opt in our landing page, and now they're on our email list. Your email list is so important because it is pretty much the only audience that we own. On Instagram, on Facebook, whatever social media platforms that you have, you don't even have control of the algorithm. And so this is a pro with the standard WLMA marketing funnel where we can get them on our email list right away. And then once we get them on our email list, we can lead them to your Instagram. We can lead them to your Facebook group, lead them to your website, wherever you want to see them. It's harder to do that on the Instagram funnel. I'm going to show you in a bit and you'll understand what I mean. The cons with this though, with this funnel, it does not build trust as fast as the Instagram funnel that I'm going to be showing you. And the reason because of that is if we get them on our email list, but there's certain leads that we can't cross-pollinate from our email list to our Instagram or to our website. It's going to be much more difficult to build trust versus it pretty much being the opposite with the Instagram funnel that I'm going to show you. So the only reason why this does have a con with building trust is transferring them from the email marketing to these other platforms, which are easier to build trust than email. So that is our standard WLMA funnel. Now, the Instagram funnel. This is a funnel that can be incredibly powerful for photographers and filmmakers, wedding photographers and filmmakers. I'm going to stick on this one a little bit longer and go in more depth on the ins and outs of how this works. Now, with the Instagram funnel, the lead engine is a little bit different. It's usually a boosted post or an Instagram shout out. Now, for a local wedding photography or filmmaking business, Instagram shout outs probably won't work out very well. Why? Because most theme pages, it's difficult to find a theme page where a lot of newly engaged couples are hanging out. Even harder to find one where local newly engaged couples are hanging out, where you can pay for shout outs on those pages. So for wedding photographers and filmmakers, you could find local theme pages, but unless you test it, you don't really know how many newly engaged couples are hanging out there. So for most wedding photographers and filmmakers, I recommend at least searching to see if there is a theme page, local theme page that can work for your brand. But for most wedding photographers and filmmakers, the lead engine is going to come from boosted posts. Now, the only thing with boosting posts versus running ads on the back end of Facebook and Instagram is the targeting is not as accurate. So I actually have my newly engaged targeting. Pretty much what that newly engaged targeting for a boosted post would be like a 50-mile radius in your city, keeping the age broad, ages 21 to 45. You can't select newly engaged couples though when you boost a post. So you're going to have to select interests like The Knot, Wedding Wire, maybe Martha Stewart Weddings, things that you know newly engaged couples are interested in and they're following in your city. You may be able to add a couple more things in there as well. And so we're able to get in front of newly engaged couples with these boosted posts, but other people are going to see it too. Like other photographers or vendors will probably end up seeing your posts, your ads as well. Now, the types of ads that usually work out really well on Instagram. I've tested that carousel ads work out really well. Like those Twitter feed ads or those posts that you have to scroll through. Those work out really well on Instagram. You could do reels, but reels are often so fast, it can be difficult to consume it all, which means it can be difficult to get them to follow your Instagram. I really like carousel posts because they're actually reading each slide and they're curious on what the next slide says. And they're going to focus more on the call to actions at the end. So pretty much what's going to happen here is you'll have maybe a carousel of like 10 slides. Maybe it's like top 10 posing tips if you're getting married. Your top 7 favorite luxury venues in your city. Your top 5 wedding planning tips. 6 pieces of advice if you're going to do an adventure elopement in Nashville. And usually you have a really strong headline, so people really want to keep on scrolling. You're giving them a ton of value. Then at the end, you're going to directly call out newly engaged couples, have a call to action where if they want to learn more, to like this post and follow your Instagram. And then you can have a second call to action at the very end if they want to see if their date is available, to DM you the word wedding, something like that. Or you also could experiment with other types of lead magnets like contests and model calls. You may get more leads through those, but you may get more branded leads through those carousel posts. So pretty much, no matter what type of lead magnet that you do through the boosted posts, or if you get lucky and you can find a really good theme page, we're getting these newly engaged couples to start following our Instagram. And because they're getting straight to our Instagram, we're able to build trust very quickly because they get to see your work right away. They get to see your face right away. They get to see your content right away in one of the most popular platforms for photography. And then it's through your Instagram where we're cross-pollinating them to our email marketing. You might have a post to sign up, for a free posing guide. You may have posts where you have a call to action to check out your website or to check out your blog. And then you have a pop-up that comes up to download a free wedding planning guide. And then you got them on your email list. So the cross-pollination is the same process, but it's starting from Instagram instead of starting from your email like the standard WLMA marketing funnel. And at this point, we're posting a ton of content, 80% value, 20% call to actions for maybe engagement sessions, for maybe actually booking weddings. And usually you want to make sure that you are using the Instagram DMs when it comes to inquiries. I see this happen a lot with photographers. They'll often say, no inquiries in the DMs, please email me. Horrible idea. There's so much money and profit and business made in the Instagram DM. So you really want to utilize it. So for example, let's say you could be like, I have only 5 engagement session slots this week. DM me the word engaged if you're interested in booking one of these engagement session slots. Or let's say it's a harder call to action for actually inquiring about if their wedding date is available. You can say DM me the word wedding if you're interested in more details about our wedding services, or if you want to see if your date is available. And so from the inquiry DMs, it leads to the consultation, and then it leads to booking that wedding or session if you're not a wedding photographer. And then what normally happens here, as we build our email marketing, as we lead them to our Instagram, to our website and blogs, we can do retargeting Facebook and Instagram ads that leads to your website or leads to an inquiry, and then leads to a consultation and then a booking. And then what you can also do, you can create a custom audience from everyone who has viewed certain Instagram Reels. And you can retarget that audience of Instagram Reel viewers and run those ads to them. Hopefully at that point, you're actually getting newly engaged couples to view your Reels through this. I mentioned earlier that with boosted posts, the targeting is not as accurate. Can you run an ad from business.facebook.com, run it on Instagram, and use the same funnel? Yes, you can. I'm not 100% positive if you can create those thread type posts, which I have seen work really, really well, but it's worth experimenting with. So I recommend experimenting with creating thread type ads and then a reel ad to get new followers. And then you can try running it in the back end of Facebook. If you do it through a boosted post, one thing I forgot to mention is there's 3 different options on the call to actions you can have in the back end of a boosted post. You can lead them to a website, you can have a call to action to follow you on Instagram, or you can have a call to action to message you. 2 of them I recommend for this funnel is getting them to follow you on Instagram to check out your profile, and then there's the messages one. For photographers and filmmakers, I recommend the call to action as creating for profile views so you can get more followers, because they may not have a date or a venue yet, so messages may not be the best call to action from the ad itself. But if you make the call to action as a profile view, so then you can get them to follow you, even if they don't have a date or a venue, they're now a follower on Instagram. They're going to start seeing your content. You can lead them to your email list, lead them to your website. And that way, people that are colder leads that see your ad, we can later convert them as well. For the hotter leads, they'll follow you. Then we can have call to actions to reach out and inquire and move them down in that funnel. Let me know if any questions about that. Now, when it comes to Instagram DMs, I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions when it comes to handling inquiries in the Instagram DMs. So I've already provided my script here. You can go ahead and, let me zoom in here. You can go ahead and screenshot this. I have one for hot leads and one's for a lead magnet. And as you can see, it's a different script than I use for just an inquiry in the emails. Because why the DMs are so powerful is because when you have more back and forth in the DMs, it builds rapport and it builds trust versus just one big message and then trying to book that consultation. So I'm not going to read this entire script, screenshot it, read it, try to pay attention to the psychological principles that I'm teaching here. But when it comes to the DM script for hot leads, this is going to be something where maybe you post in your stories and you make a post where you're like, our dates are filling up for 2024. If you want to see if your date's available, message me the word wedding, or it could be a different word. And so if they message you whatever word you have them, this is the conversation from beginning to end. For this script over here, maybe if you have colder leads and you're not ready to have a call to action for hot leads yet, they're very early in their customer journey, that trust is not there yet. This is a call to action where we're trying to build more trust through a different avenue. Maybe you've created a free training for these newly engaged couples to learn about wedding planning or posing, or maybe you create a posing guide or a top 10 venues guide or an outfits guide. And you say, hey, I just created my posing guide for newly engaged couples. Message me the word posing guide and I'll send it to you. And pretty much this is a script from beginning to end to sending them that guide or that lead magnet that you've created, and then transitioning to see if they're a warm or hot lead to try and book a consultation from there. So screenshot that. You can utilize those DM scripts. So that is the Instagram funnel. Let's zoom in here. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about that. Here are some of the pros and cons with the Instagram funnel. It builds trust faster because with the standard WLMA funnel, we are getting them on the email list first, and we may not be able to get everyone to our website, and we may not be able to get everyone to our Instagram from that email list. Here, it's the opposite where we're getting them to our Instagram first. Therefore, it's building trust faster. But because we can't get them as many of these leads on our email list, we don't get to own the audience as fast. The cons, especially, Instagram shoutouts work great for many other industries. For a local photography or filmmaking business, especially weddings, it's very, very tough to find a local theme page that can work out for your niche. I recommend looking, but it has less accurate when it comes to shoutouts. It is less accurate targeting than running ads straight off from the back end of business.facebook.com, your ads manager there. But you can experiment with ads running off the back end of ads manager to your Instagram. You may not be able to do those really cool carousel ads that I really like, but I recommend testing both. Another con is because we're not getting to build our email list as fast as you are reliant on Instagram's algorithm. So you do have to post a lot because not everyone is going to see your post. Often on Instagram, maybe 10% of people are seeing a post at a time. So if you want all your followers and newly engaged couples to see the new post, you do have to post a lot. And what I just mentioned as well, the other con is it's harder to get them on your email list. So far, we have our standard WLMA marketing funnel that most of our students are testing right now. And then we have our Instagram funnel, which can be really powerful for wedding photographers and filmmakers. I recommend many people trying and testing this right now. Start creating posts that you can boost as an ad that give a lot of value, have a powerful hook, and at the end have a call to action to follow you and message you for those who are reading who are hot leads. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Going to move on to this funnel here. Now, this funnel is called the VSL funnel, which stands for Video Sales Letter Funnel. Now, this can work for wedding photographers and filmmakers. I honestly think the Instagram funnel and the standard WLMA funnel will be a lot more powerful and a lot more practical for what you're trying to do, but I still wanted to share this funnel so you can just think about different options. You often see the VSL funnel for a lot of educators in the industry, but this is pretty much what it looks like. You have a Facebook and Instagram ad, for a free training. It's maybe a 15 to 30 minute training. Maybe that could be a top 10 wedding planning tips training. That could be a posing training for newly engaged couples. You can get creative with that depending on what your expertise is. They opt in on your landing page so we can own the audience quickly, and now they watch the free training. For the warm leads, the goal was to get them to watch that, 15 to 30 minute training. If they have a date and a venue, have a call to action at the end to book a consultation with you and then book that wedding. You might be able to test around with other strategies. If you're not getting enough people to book those consultations, it could be a call to action, maybe just even to follow you on Instagram or something like that. But for those who are not ready to book a consultation yet, after they watch that free training, because they opted in here, we can lead them to, now they're in our email marketing. Through our email marketing, we can lead them back to the training and back to a consultation, or lead them to your social media. And when we get them to your social media, we can start implementing this Instagram funnel here. I'm actually running all three of these marketing funnels at the same time right now. So I've been able to test all the pros and cons of all of these. From that landing page, we're able to run retargeting to get them back into that training, back into our email list or social media. So the VSL funnel can work out really well for warm and hot leads. It may not be as attractive, but it is not as dynamic, and you do not have as much flexibility to adapt, I feel like, than the Instagram marketing funnel and the standard WLMA marketing funnel, especially when it comes to the wedding photography and filmmaking industry. So I'm not going to go too far into this. Just want to show this as an option that you can test. But here are some of the pros. It's great for warm and hot traffic, and it can lead to fast conversions if you do create a fast training. It is more of an advanced and harder funnel to create. You must be great at copywriting to get people to want to watch that training. And this type of funnel can be more expensive if it's not optimized well and you don't have a very good offer. So it's a more advanced marketing funnel. I highly recommend for wedding photographers and filmmakers, first, ensuring you master the standard WLMA marketing funnel. For those who have tested the standard WLMA marketing funnel, the next steps I recommend is implementing and testing out this Instagram marketing funnel and playing around with creating carousel posts and reels where you can have a call to action to get more followers. Then you can market to them in these areas here. Also, I'm going to tag the Instagram marketing PDF that Crystal just created. Depending on where you're watching this video, it might be in the comments. It might be attached to the bottom of this video if you're watching it in the course. But that PDF is going to be really key to get as much as you can out of Instagram. But once you've been able to test both of these funnels, then I would start thinking about maybe testing your first VSL funnel. But you should be able to get very great results from these two right over here. So that is it, guys. Those are the 3 types of marketing funnels that you can use for your photography or filmmaking business. Primarily these first 2. Let me know in the comments what questions that you have, whether if it's about ad creative, creating an ad, maybe for the Instagram funnel, targeting, nurturing these leads, experiment and test different things. And especially if you test this Instagram funnel, keep in touch with me. Let me know how it's going. Would love to go back and forth on some ideas that you can use with this funnel as well. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Keep pushing it, keep killing it, and I'll see you on the next one.